Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jana Vallabha Giri Jana Vallabha Givaradam Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradam Jaya Jaya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Nitai Gaura Hari Govinda Govinda Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Devam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paripuracharya Stotra Sri Srimad Divine Grace Vaicharanam Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Devam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paripuracharya Stotra Sri Srimad Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री रूप सनातन भक्त रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शरण गोस्वामी वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपिनाथ मुकुंद राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की Rajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki Mayapur Navadip Dham ki Jagannath Puri Dham ki Mathura Dham ki Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Sri Sri Nitai Gaurasundar ki Sri Sri Prahlad Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki Sri Krishna Bhagavan ki Hare Krishna Mantra ki Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaura Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Taro Jayam Udiraye Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 22, Text 39, Translation and Purport by His Divine Grace Iti Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Yat Pada Pangaja Palasa विलासभक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रहीतुम् उत्प्रदयन्ति सन्दः तत्त्वन्नरिक्तमदयो यदयो विरुद्ध स्रोतोगणास्तं हरणं भज वासुदेवम् यत्पादपङ्कजफलासविलासभक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रहीतम् उत्प्रदयन्ति छन्दः तत्त्वन्नरिक्तमदयो यदयो विरुद्ध स्रोतोगणास्तं हरणं भज वासुदेवम् यत्पादपङ्कजफलास विलासभक्त्या कर्माशयं ग्रहीतुम् उत्प्रदयन्ति छन्दः तत्त्वन्नरिक्तमदयो यदयो विरुद्ध स्वरोगणास्तं हरणं भज वासुदेवम्. Translation: the devotees who are always engaged in the service of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord can very easily overcome hard-hearted desires for fruitive activities because this is very difficult. The non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, although trying to stop the waves of sense gratification, cannot do so. Therefore, you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, there are three kinds of transcendentalists trying to overcome the influence of the modes of material nature: the jnanis, yogis, and bhaktas. All of them attempt to overcome the influence of the senses, which is compared to the incessant waves of a river. The waves of the river flow incessantly, and it is very difficult to stop them. Similarly, the waves of desire for material enjoyment are so strong that they cannot be stopped by any process other than bhakti yoga. The bhaktas, by their transcendental devotional service unto the lotus feet of the Lord, become so overwhelmed with transcendental bliss that automatically their desires for material enjoyment stop. The jnanis and yogis who are not attached to the lotus feet of the Lord simply struggle against the waves of desire. They are described in this verse as Rikta Madayaha, which means devoid of devotional service. In other words, the jnanis and yogis, although trying to be free from the desires of material activities, actually become more and more entangled in the false philosophical speculation or strenuous attempts to stop the activities of the senses. As stated previously, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayat Vairatyam Dhananjayat Ahaitvam Bhagavatam 1.2.7. Here also the same point is stressed. Bhajavasudevam indicates that one who is engaged in the loving service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, can very easily stop the waves of desires. As long as one continues to try to artificially stop the waves of desires, he will certainly be defeated. That is indicated in this verse. Desires for fruitive activities are strongly rooted, but the trees of desire can be uprooted completely by devotional service because devotional service employs superior desire. One can give up inferior desires when engaged in superior desires. To try to stop desires is impossible. One has to desire the supreme in order not to be entangled in inferior desires. Jnanis maintain a desire to become one with the Supreme, but such desire is also considered to be kama, lust. Similarly, the yogis desire mystic power, and that is also kama. And the bhaktas, not being desirous of any sort of material enjoyment, become purified. There is no artificial attempt to stop desire. Desire becomes a source of spiritual enjoyment under the protection of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord. It is stated herein by the Kumaras that the lotus feet of Lord Krishna are the ultimate reservoir of all pleasure. One should therefore take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord instead of trying unsuccessfully to stop desires for material enjoyment. As long as one is unable to stop the desire for material enjoyment, there is no possibility of becoming liberated from the entanglement of material existence. It may be argued that the waves of the river are incessantly flowing and that they cannot be stopped. When the waves of the river flow toward the sea, when the tide comes over the river, it overwhelms the flowing of the river, and the river itself becomes overflooded. The waves from the sea become more prominent than the waves from the river. Similarly, a devotee with intelligence plans so many things for the service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness that stagnant material desires become overflooded by the desire to serve the Lord, as confirmed by Yamunacharya, since he has been engaged in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. There is always a current of newer and newer desires flowing to serve the Lord, so much so that the stagnant desire of sex life becomes very insignificant. Yamunacharya even says that he spits on such desires. Bhagavad Gita 2.59 also confirms Param Drishtva Nivardhare. The conclusion is that by developing a loving desire for the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, we subdue all material desires for sense gratification. Om Tat Sat. Om Jnana Timiram Sansalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Jayapataga Swami Namini Acharya Nitai Kriva Pradayini Gaura Gada Damadaya Nagara Gramadharine Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desadarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So this is a very nice sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is actually Sanat Kumara's the first four sons of Lord Brahma. And they are speaking this sloka to Prithu Maharaja. Sanat Kumara is very interesting. Sanat Kumaras, before seeing the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Krishna, they were Brahmavadis. And they were called Manasaputras. Manasaputras means Brahma, in order to produce different offspring, he need not depend on any female. He was having that capacity. He was empowered by the Lord with Srishti Sakti, creative potency. So Brahma can create any offspring simply by thinking, not like in this material world. Here, in order to produce a child, male requires female and female requires male. But Brahma is not like that. extraordinary personality. So Brahma, first he produced Sanat Kumaras, first four sons of Brahma. Sanat Kumaras, um, they were called actually, they were actually personification of jnana, knowledge, fully surcharged with philosophy, jnana. So when Brahma ordered Sanat Kumaras to produce progeny, to increase the progeny, they were called progenitors, Prajavatis. In Sanskrit word we say Prajavatis. So Brahma ordered Sanat Kumaras to do this progeny. Very interesting. Sanat Kumara, they were filled with knowledge. When somebody is filled with knowledge, they will be in sattva, sattvaguna. They cannot do this producing offspring, all these things they cannot do. In order to do any production, that person should be uh, influenced by Rajoguna. Then only it's possible. But Sanat Kumara was filled with knowledge because they were the first four sons of Brahma. So, mm, so when Brahma ordered them to create progeny, Sanat Kumara was refused. No, no, no. We don't want to do this. Doing this Prajapati role and all, we will not do. Progenitors, we will not do that. They rejected. They refused Brahma's order because they were in Satvaguna, completely filled with jnana. So this is interesting. In this material world also, somebody is situated in Satvaguna, then he cannot be very busy with the material activities. It's not possible. But very rare to reach to Satvaguna. It's very difficult to reach to Satvaguna. Prabhupada is writing in one purport, it's almost impossible to reach to Sattva, like that he has written. Majority are in Rajas and Tamas only. That is why the whole world is busy with the activities. So Sanat Kumara, they said, they refused. They will not do that. So Brahma became angry, and that is the different story. Sanat Kumaras, by they were actually Brahmavadis. Brahmavadis means completely absorbed in Brahman all the time. Jnanis, Jnana yogis actually. Not like so-called half-baked Jnana yogis, not like that. Fully Brahmabhuta. They were in Brahmabhuta state. Brahmabhuta state means completely realized that I am spirit soul, I am not the body. They were in that state. It is very difficult. So pure Jnana yogis, Brahmavadis. So because of their power, Sanat Kumaras, they were just maintaining their age like a 4-year-old child all the time. They controlled their old age. It is not possible. You cannot imitate all these things. That much powerful. They control their old age, they will always stay like a 4-year-old child. Why I am saying no, that's Sanat Kumaras. They are speaking about devotional service to Prabhu Maharaja. That is why it is important. That's why I have taken this slogan. So they completely Brahmavadis, not attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. And that Sanat Kumara, they tried to enter. One time they tried to enter Vaikuntha. They crossed all the 6 gates. Seventh gate, Jaya Vijaya, the doorkeepers of Lord Narayana, they tried to block these four Sanat Kumaras because they looked like a 4-year-old child. They thought that how a child can enter inside Vaikuntha. and they will disturb Lord Narayana. Lord Narayana is sleeping in Yoga Nidra. His sleep is not like tamasic. We are sleeping. We are sleeping the night. That is because of tamas. Because of tamoguna's influence, we are sleeping. Lord's sleep is Yoga Nidra. It's beyond the modes. So, Jaya thought that, oh, these small children, they will create disturbance. So they didn't allow. And immediately Sanatkumara became very angry. This is interesting again. They were Brahmavadis. They fully realized that I am spirit soul, I am not the body. We are all only theory wise we are learning that I am spirit soul and not the body. But we cannot act in the Atma platform. That is the power of Maya. Namastu Ajnanajam Viddhi Mohanam Sarvadevina. Maya, by applying Tamoguna on all the souls, immediately the effect of Tamoguna is we will forget our original identification. We will forget that I am spirit soul. Immediately we will think that I am the body. As soon as we think that I am the body, immediately Mamedi will come. Mamedi means it belongs to me. This car belongs to me. Immediately the Mamedi will come. Mine. I, me and mine. That is because of Rajas. So this is the power of Maya. We may understand that I am spirit soul, theory wise, but we cannot act in that platform. Only Krishna has to destroy our ignorance. If he is pleased with our loving devotion service, last week we discussed that so he will destroy that. So, Brahmavadis, Sanat Kumaras, fully realized that I am spirit soul. Even in that stage also, Sanat Kumaras, they got angry. Why this Jaya Jaya? They are blocking all of us. So they became very angry, gave a curse that you will go down, you must go down to the material world. From where you developed this envious mentality. In Vaikuntha, there is no envy at all. The material world is full of envy only. They are all envying Krishna. They are all envying Krishna actually. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and he is the supreme controller. But we are all trying to be the enjoyer and controller in a minute way. That is because of envying Krishna. Unknowingly we are doing. So material world is full of envy. Our Guru Maharaj used to say this point. We are envying Krishna. That is the biggest envy. And because of that biggest envy, small envy is coming. We are exhibiting our small envy with a colleague. Because of that biggest envy. That is why Prabhupada used to say that if we want to be freed from envy, we should glorify Krishna with full heart. More and more we should glorify. Then our envy towards Krishna, that will be nullified. That is the process. So in Vaikuntha, actually, Paramo Nirmat Sarana Sadam, the pure devotees, they are non-envious, it's mentioned. 100% non-envious. Only those pure devotees can enter into Vaikuntha. Everybody cannot. So everyone is trying to become happy, trying to be the enjoyer. Many ways we are trying, and we want to dominate others. That is the controlling tendency. Subtly is happening. So this is all because of envy. Why Krishna alone is the supreme enjoyer? Why Krishna alone is the supreme controller? I also want to be the enjoyer. That is the envy. We will many times now we will not notice this. So in Vaikuntha, these Sant Kumaras, they tried to enter the seventh gate. This Jaya Vijaya, they stopped. thinking that they are 4-year-old children. Sanat Kumara was the oldest rishis. Oldest rishis. So immediately they became angry. So anger is coming from false ego. That's why one cannot dissolve the false ego simply by our own endeavor. His Holiness Sachinandana Swami Maharaj, one of the directors of Srila Prabhupada, used to say, uh, normally the iron chains, iron chains, one can easily, they will cut it in the construction site, you will see. Iron chain, they will cut, by beating. Beating it, they will cut it into two pieces. But the Maya's silken mesh, Maya's silken mesh, that is called possible. It is only silken mesh, but there is no product at all, the whole material world to destroy it, to cut it into pieces. It is not possible. Maya's silken mesh, that's called possible. So it can be dissolved only by Krishna, because Krishna is a master of Maya. He can only destroy. Otherwise, again and again, Mamiri will come. Mind, I, me, and mind will come constantly. That's because of the influence of the Rajas thoughts. So, Brahmavadis, they became angry on this Jaya Vijaya. Acharyas are writing, Sanat Kumaras, they gave a curse to Jaya Vijaya. No? It is actually Vaishnava Aparadha, because Acharyas are writing. The Vaishnava Aparadha, offending Vaishnavas. Jaya Vijaya, they are pure devotees of the Lord, but they gave a curse. It's an offense to the Vaishnavas. Acharyas are writing, special commentary. So, from where this anger came? It is coming from, it is sprouting from false ego. So, they are not freed. They are not freed from the influence of false ego, even though they were Brahmavadis. And they gave this curse. As soon as they gave this curse, immediately Lord Narayana appeared. He started walking very with great speed. Narayana, Lord Narayana with Sri, Bhumi, Neela, Sameda, holding lotus flower, holding conch, and Sudarshan Chakra with attractive smile. Right? With blue color, dark blue color form. In that transcendental form, is wearing Vaijayanti garland. So that Lord Narayana immediately appeared on the third gate. And all the Brahmanas and sages, they are glorifying Lord Narayana with Vedic hymns. Lord Narayana is so nice, the Supreme Lord, he was thinking, my servants, Jaya Vijaya, they are my servants. So now they are in trouble. I have to protect them. So much affection between, loving exchange is there between the pure devotees and the Lord. They cannot see this material world, this type of loving exchange. This material world, everything is based upon sense gratification only. Everything is based on sense gratification only. Sense gratification, it can be in subtle level also. So when my sense gratification is not satisfied, then I will not accept you. I will reject you. This is the way material world is working. For the Vaikuntha, Lord Narayana is a perfect master. Perfect master. So he felt that my devotees are in trouble. I have to protect them. So in order to make adjustments in that confused situation, Lord Narayana appeared and he spoke very sweetly, sweet voice. And this Sanat Kumaras, they were Brahmavadis. They were not at all attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. That Sanat Kumara was the first time they saw the lotus feet of Lord Narayana, the beautiful form of Lord Narayana. And from the lotus feet, actually, Lord Narayana's lotus feet, it is always decorated with fresh tulasi leaves. Fresh tulasi leaves. From that tulasi leaves, the aroma, the smell, it was entering Sanat Kumara's nose. When they smelled the the aroma of the tulasi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord Thailand, their minds changed. This is the power of devotional service. This is the power of bhakti. Uddhava is saying that uh, we should always wear the garlands offered to the Lord. That is why in ISKCON, the Bhagavatam speaker is offered with the Prasadam garland, called Prasadam garland. Prasadam garland means already offered to the Lord. So that actually Uddhava is saying that uh, if one is always wearing the Prasadam garland of the Lord, then he will be protected from the influence of Maya. That is why in ISKCON we offer this Prasadam garland to the speakers. So the tulasi leaves, it is decorating the lotus feet of the Lord. From that, it is smell entered into the nostril of Sanat Kumara's. Their minds got completely changed, and tears were coming from his eyes, from their eyes, and hairs were standing on head. First time they experienced transcendental ecstasy after after having darshan of Lord Narayana. Up to that point, they were simply dry philosophers because they were Brahmavaris. Bhaktas means, devotee means he will glorify Krishna in many ways. He will glorify Krishna's beauty, Krishna's wonderful, attractive qualities, Krishna's wonderful leelas. So, simply the devotees will glorify Krishna out of affection for the Lord. That is called devotion. That is called devotee. So they were Brahmavaris, they never glorified Krishna at all. So they never experienced transcendental ecstasies. The devotees, by glorifying Krishna more and more, right, they are deriving ruchi, they are deriving taste by glorifying Krishna. That is why devotees are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Why we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra? It is actually a glorification of Krishna. They are glorifying Krishna. Initially, a devotee will glorify Krishna mechanically, but more and more when he chants Krishna's names, very nice. Srinivasa, Gayanti, Brunanti, Avishnasa, Smaranti, Nandanti, Tavedam, Janaha, Taye Vavasyanti, Kuchire, Nadavakam, Bhavapravaho, Uparamam, Param, Avishnasa. Avishnasa means continuously. Continuously, if anyone is singing Krishna's names or remembering Krishna all the time or hearing about Krishna's pastimes continuously, if anyone does like that, Kunti Devi is giving guarantee. Tayeva Pasyanti Achirena Tavara. Achirena, very soon. Achirena. Chirak means long time. Achirena means very soon they will see. Pasyanti. So that to see the lotus feet of the Lord, what is the qualification? Continuously we have to sing Krishna's names. We have to chant Krishna's names. Or continuously we have to hear about Krishna's pastimes. Here also, the translation is mentioned that devotees who are always engaged in the service of the source of the lotus feet of the Lord. So the important point is continuously. If we just give a gap remembering Krishna, immediately we will be engaged in Maya service. If we engage in Maya service, then all types of contamination will be accumulated. That's why the whole scripture is saying continuously we should glorify Krishna or singing Krishna's names. Then very sure, Tayeva Pasyanti Achurena Dava. Very soon they will see the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And Bhavapravaho Uparamam Parampuja. If anyone has seen the lotus feet of Krishna, then we need not see the repeated birth and death cycle. In poetic way, she has Kunti Devi has glorified Krishna. So, Sanat Kumar was also, their minds got changed. They became devotees just on the spot, simply by smelling the. That is why we will always smell when the flowers are offered flowers, no, from the lotus feet of the Lord. If it is given, then we will smell immediately. We should smell it. In this way, we are engaging the senses in Krishna service. Otherwise, we are smelling all the material products, no, which are not offered to the Lord. That is actually sense gratification. The more we do that, more we will get entangled. Krishna is called Rishikesha. Rishikesha. Bhakti means Rishikesh Sevana Bhakti Ruchade. Rishikesha, Krishna is a master of all the senses. And we should engage all the senses in Krishna's service. So even nose also we should engage by smelling the offered flowers. So that happened automatically or actually accidentally it happened. Sanat Kumara, they smelled the aroma of the tulsi leaves and their minds got changed and tears were flowing. Why? We are also smelling the flowers, offered flowers. For us, actually, the ecstasy is not coming. Why? That's the question. Actually, this is the topic for the devotees who are already practicing. Right? We are also smelling offered flowers, but we are not getting ecstasy. Why? The reason is we are not in Brahma state. We are still in the bodily platform. But Sanat Kumara, they were in Brahma state. There was no contamination. There was no desire for material enjoyment. So as soon as they smelled the aroma from the tulsi leaves, that's all. Next moment they went into ecstasy and they started glorifying Krishna. They became wonderful devotees. The prayer is there. Sanat Kumara's prayer towards Lord Narayana. That Sanat Kumara is speaking to Prithu Maharaja. That is why we are discussing this particular aspect. So Sanat Kumara, they were previously Brahmavadi, turned into pure devotees by simply smelling the tulsi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. So that Sanat Kumara is saying to Prithu Maharaja, because Prithu Maharaja got darshan of Sanat Kumara's and Prithu Maharaja washed the lotus feet of Sanat Kumara's and asked for the blessings and instructions. So Sanat Kumara's gave wonderful instruction to Prithu Maharaja, and this sloka is one of that instruction. So Sanat Kumaraja are saying that anyone is engaged in the service of the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord. Always, always. That's important. Because in the sloka also, the word is there, actually. All the time, it should be. It is not that some 15 minutes or 20 minutes, at least to start spiritual life, it is okay. But Krishna is demanding in Bhagavad Gita, Sadadam Kirtayatoma, Edam Dashta Jada Pradaha. The Lakshana of devotee is he will always chant Krishna's names. Sadadam Kirtayatoma. That is the Lakshana of pure devotee. Krishna himself is saying in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So, first we should start practicing devotional service, that is, hearing about Krishna, chanting Krishna's names, taking darshan of the Lord, doing namaskar for the Lord. These are all devotional service. But we should start and slowly we should increase it. Our entire day should be filled with this actually. Then that person can be freed from the influence of the modes. Here also is confirmed. Whoever is doing this, performing devotional service all the time to Lord Krishna, then that person can very easily overcome hard-knotted desires. Why it is called hard-knotted desires? Very strong. The desire for material enjoyment no, is very strong. It is called Hridaya Purati, hard knot. Very difficult to untie it. Even the yogis and jnanis, they are getting caught in the sense of joy. I was discussing with some other devotees. Srinivasa, he never saw female at all. Srinivasa is coming in Ramayana. His father, Vipandaka Rishi, kept Srinivasa in the middle of the forest. He never saw the opposite gender at all. But it's mentioned in Ramayana when the female from the kingdom, the very beautiful female, they all came in the form of Munikumaras. As soon as Srinivasa saw these beautiful female, immediately the vasana started increasing. That is called the hard knot. It will never go so easily. Vasanas, no, vasanas are like, it is explained in the scriptures, vasanas. Suppose if we keep incense stick in a box for 1 month, 2 months, after that, if we take it out, the incense stick, still in that box, some smell will be there. Right? That's called vasana. The same way in the previous janmas, they had done many sense enjoyment activities. All those vasanas are there, are stored in the policy code. That is called hard knot, Hridaya Grundhi. So the Rishishringa Rishi, they never saw the opposite gender at all. But as soon as when Rishishringa saw these females, beautiful female, immediately vasanas increased and developed that desire. See how powerful. Or not. The policy code is so strong. So the yogis, jnanis, they are struggling to give up this sense gratification. Struggling. It's mentioned in the purport also. Because this is very difficult, the non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, they are non-devotees. Why? They are not surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Arutya kruturena parampadam tadaha parandiyaro anatruda yusmadangraya yenyera vindaksha vimuktamaninu tvayastabhava avisuddha buddhaya. Right? Vimuktamaninu, the jnanis, mental speculators, they will simply do this neti. I am different from this. I am different from this. When they see any product, they will say that, they will immediately think, I am different from this. I am spirit soul. So they will continuously do this neti process. But even then, okay, these jnanis, very difficult to reach actually Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti means Brahman effulgence emanating from the transcendental form of Lord Krishna. That's called Brahma Jyoti. Huge effulgence layer. So very tough to reach the Brahma Jyoti layer. So if at all any pure Jnana Yogi, even if he reach Brahma Jyoti layer, they are thinking that Vimukta we are freed from the influence of Maya. They are very proud, Vimukta. But Maya will again put them back into the perfect cycle. How? Sloka is explaining. Yagnera vindaksha vimukta maninas tvayastabhava avisuddha buddhaya. Avisuddha buddhaya means their intelligence is impure. Why? The jnanis, they want to become one with God. This is the impure intelligence. But the devotees, pure devotees, they don't want to become one with God. Even in Vaikuntha, in Goloka Vrindavana, they always want to perform loving devotional service as a servant, as a menial servant. They always want to do devotional service to Krishna. And they will always think Krishna is the master, he is the supreme enjoyer. I am not the enjoyer, I am meant for his pleasure. So even in the liberated state also, pure devotees, they will never try to occupy the position of the Supreme Lord. They always want to be the servant. That is why Krishna Bhakta Nishkama. Krishna Bhakta, a pure devotee of Krishna, is Nishkama. He is freed from all types of material desires simply by performing devotional service. But Jnani is Avisuddha Buddhaya. Their intelligence is impure because they want to become one with God. That is the contamination. Right? Contaminated. intelligence. Avishuddha Buddhaya. So because of that contamination, they have reached this Brahma Jyoti layer with great difficulty. They have reached that Brahma Jyoti layer. Still, Arukya Kuruchure Parampadam Tara. Parampadam means Brahma Jyoti layer. Arukya means with great difficulty they are climbing the ladder and reaching the stage up to Brahma Jyoti. Very difficult to reach Brahma Jyoti layer because Brahma Jyoti layer is beyond the material world. It's called a spiritual sky. Prabhupada has mentioned in the purpose like that. So, if at all any Jnana Yogi is reaching Brahma Jyoti layer with great difficulty, still they will fall down. It is piteous actually. Why they are falling down? Arukya Kruchrena Parampadam Tadaha Padanti Adaha Anadruda Vishmadangraya. Anadruda, because they are not catching the angri, the lotus feet of Krishna. That means they are not accepting the supremacy of Lord Krishna. They are not becoming obedient servant of Lord Krishna. So because they are not catching the lotus feet of the Lord, from Brahma Jyoti layer they will fall down. So there is no actually greatness of the Jnana Yogi. Sometimes people will think because of not reading the scriptures, general people, they will think he is a very great Jnani. But Jnani is not so great. As per the Bhagavatam scriptures, Jnani will fall down because he has not accepted Krishna's lotus feet. Jnani actually, he wants to become one with God. So he is falling down from Brahma Jyoti. Patanti Adaha. Adaha means down. He is falling down. Again, he will enter into this birth and death cycle. This is the state of Jnana Yogi. So that is why Jnana Yogis, they cannot give up the enjoyment. Prabhupada is writing the purport very nicely. The Jnanis, they want to become one with God. No, that is actually kama expression. It is a kama, lust. Lust is twisted in many, many ways. Lust need not be attraction towards the opposite gender. No, it can take in any form. So Jnanis, they want to become one with God, no, that is because of lust. So they will fall down. They cannot go beyond Brahma Jyoti. Vaikuntha is situated above the Brahma Jyoti layer. So this is the piteous state of Jnana Yogi. So what to speak of? Then what about Ashtanga Yogi? Yogis, Ashtanga Yogis. So they are all having desire. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakali Ashanta. Sakali Ashanta. As long as we have material desires, we cannot get peace. Ashanta, we will not get peace. So our material desires actually forcefully we cannot give it up. But by rendering devotional service to Lord Krishna, the material desires will be purified. And we will have spiritual desire. What is the spiritual desire? I want to glorify Krishna. Actually, Sri Rupa Goswami, one of the direct disciples of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is saying that if I chant Krishna, 2 syllables, Krishna, and actually I want to have 1,000 tongues. 1,000 tongues I want. Because I am deriving so much nectar by chanting Krishna. This is not exaggeration. Rupa Goswami was experiencing the taste. So devotees, pure devotees, they are experiencing that spiritual bliss. So naturally, the material desire, no, it will fade away. Because the spiritual bliss by performing loving devotional service to Krishna is so great, that naturally the material desires are vanished by the strength of the spiritual bliss. So pure devotees are getting this. That is why Rupa Goswami says, we are all chanting Hare Krishna, but we are not getting that. I want 1,000 tongues to taste the nectar from the holy name. We are not getting that. Why? Because we have still material desires. But actually, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's mentioned Tyaktva Sudharmam, Charanam Bhujam Hare, Bhajan Apakvoda Pade Tado Yadi, Yatrakva, Vavatram, Bhutamusyakim, Kovarta Apto, Abhajadam Sudharmara. Okay, right? They are doing devotional service to the Lord, even with material desire. No problem. No problem. Even if he falls down also from the path, from the spiritual path, still he will continue. He will continue devotional service in the next Janma. So there is no loss at all. Performing devotional service to Krishna is always actually how much ever we do devotional service to Krishna by chanting Krishna's name, by hearing about Krishna's pastimes, and to that extent we are accumulating permanent asset in our account, in our spiritual account. It may be mixed with material desire, but some element of bhakti is there. So that will never be separated from Atma. See, the kala, time will separate everything from us. Right? We may accumulate many material assets, but kala will actually take it away at the time of death. We will be separated from that. But even if we perform mixed devotional service means performing devotional service to Krishna with material desires. Still some element, some bhakti element is there, that is always stored with the jiva. That's a permanent asset. So even Kala cannot destroy it. Kala, time will destroy everything. So time can destroy only matter. Time cannot destroy our accumulation of bhakti in our spiritual account. Time can never destroy. That is why the whole scripture is advising all of us. We should always start at least some performance of performing devotional service, chanting Krishna's names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, we may be old or young, whatever it is, say, no problem. But we should start now, chanting Krishna's names. So because that is the some element of bhakti is there, it will be added. More and more when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, it is added in our account, spiritual account. And even if we don't reach the destination in this Janma itself, still we will continue the next Janma. This is the plus point of performing bhakti. But in Jnana Yogi or Ashtanga Yogi, if they fail, actually, they have to start from ABCD. From the beginning, they have to start. But bhakti, Krishna always is giving so much weightage for bhakti. Even Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, everywhere, the glorification of bhakti. This chapter itself is called the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga. Actually, Sankumaras are speaking about the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga to Prithu Maharaja. So, I will just finish it now within 5 minutes. Ashtanga yogis, they are also having lust. Okay, externally, they may renounce sense enjoyment activities, but internally, the lust is lurking. Lust will take a different form. What is the effect? The Ashtanga yogis know they want to acquire cities, mystic perfection. That is actually sprouting from lust only. That is also karma. So that is why, as long as we have karma, then we cannot get peace. We will suffer. So again, they are trapped under the clutches of Maya. So that's why Krishna Bhakta Nishkama, Adayeva Shanta. Krishna Bhakta is Nishkama. He will reach to the state of Nishkama, provided they have to perform the work of service continuously. Continuously, that is important. Because everywhere it is mentioned, Krishna also saying Bhagavad Gita, Avyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena. Unfailing in all circumstances, if anyone performs devotional service to Krishna, then by Krishna's mercy, he will be freed from the influence of three modes, sattva, rajas, and tamas. So the continuous performance of devotional service is required, is expected from all of us. So devotional service, now performing devotional service to the Lord, it is always beneficial for the jiva. It will never give any damage to the jiva. Prabhupada is explaining very nicely. See, sometimes a mother will show affection to the small child. So she may give some ice cream, to the child. The child will eat because child is asking for that, and mother may give out of affection. And child will get fever because of eating ice cream. But Prabhupada is right, saying that even mother's affection also sometimes it is giving disturbance to the child, but performing devotional service to Krishna, it will never act as a damage or disturbance to the jiva. It is always beneficial for the jiva because that is our natural propensity. Jiva's natural propensity is to perform loving devotional service to Krishna. So that is why Sanat Kumaras are glorifying devotional service. So Ashtanga yogis, they also cannot stop the sense enjoyment tendency. It will relapse. They may control the sense enjoyment tendency to some extent for some period, but again it will relapse. It exactly happened to Rishasanga Rishi. So, if we want to be freed from the sense enjoyment tendency completely, and we have to take shelter of Krishna by performing devotional service, especially chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The newcomers, you can start chanting Hare Krishna mantra 108 times at least every day. Those who are already chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we should chant more and more. Because Krishna's expectation from all of us is actually Saranam Kirtan. All the time we should chant Hare Krishna. That is what Krishna is expecting. If we want to be freed from the influence of the most in this Janma itself, then we have to do this continuous chanting Krishna's names. So, Sanat Kumaras are glorifying the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga in this way to Putu Maharaja. We will stop here. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Krishna Bhagavad Ki. Prabhupada Ki. Jai Gaur
Krishna, any audience have any questions or doubts we can ask? Prabhu will answer. Any language, Tamil or English. If you have any questions, you can ask. Prabhu will answer. Right.
Krishna.
Oh, sorry, I have some intellectual question. You said that so this Sanat Kumaras, they are situated in the complete goodness, more of goodness. So again the curse is the product of anger. So anger is again the product of so how they got anger? Because the second person is uh, uh, actually you said that Paramodeva Saranam. So only people who are completely free from the enemy they can enter into the Vaikuntha. But they are not completely free. But how they got into Vaikuntha? To that level. Again, one more question is that they got ecstasy from the by smelling the lotus, the leaves of lotus of the God. But if anybody commits offense against the devotee, they will not get any ecstasy. But how they got the
So they were in Sattva. That Sattva, it is not Sutta Sattva. One cannot reach the stage of Sutta Sattva without performing Bhakti. Even if one rises to Sattva by the accumulation of knowledge, still that Sattva is mixed with Rajas and Tamas. It is not Sutta Sattva. Sutta Sattva one can achieve only by adding Bhakti. So, Sanat Kumara, they were in Sattva, but that Sattva is mixed with Rajas. That is why they got angry. Suddenly the Rajas will mix with the Sattva, they will get angry. They became angry actually. This is one answer. Next question is, he asked how they entered into Vaikuntha. Yes, Paramonirmat Sadam, only 100% non-envious person only can enter into Vaikuntha. So how they entered, Kumaras, they were Brahmavadis, they were not devotees of the Lord. So how they entered? That is why Acharya is explaining. They were blocked with the seventh gate. They didn't go inside Vaikuntha. Lord himself came to the seventh gate. Because they were at that point, they were Brahmavadis, envious. So that is why they didn't have the eligibility to enter into Vaikuntha, so they were stopped in the seventh gate. So when they enter the seventh gate, then they is actually Vaikuntha. The Lord himself came to the seventh gate. This is one explanation. And this is Acharya's explanation. Vishwanath Thakur is explaining, saying that he's giving a special commentary, saying that they committed offense to the Vaishnavas. And actually, when somebody commits Vaishnava Aparadha, what is the remedy for that? Remedy is they should ask forgiveness. They should ask forgiveness to that devotee. They did that. They did that. Sanat Kumara, when the Lord came, when Lord Narayana came, they were saying that we have unnecessarily cursed these two faultless persons. So actually, by glorifying these two devotees, Jaya Vijaya, actually it is actually taking forgiveness. So we have unnecessarily cursed these two faultless persons, innocent faultless persons. So please, you can, oh my Lord, if you want, you can give punishment to us. Like that they started speaking, Sant Kumara. So it is actually, they are asking forgiveness. They already asked forgiveness. That is why, again, the same Acharya Vishwanath Thakur is giving commentary like that. They asked forgiveness. After that, only they got this experience of transcendental ecstasy. They became humbled by asking forgiveness. Okay, Prabhu, right? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, anybody else? Anybody else have any doubts? Any questions? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You explained that what is the sense gratification for only birds, for only human beings.
Sense gratification.
Yeah.
And sense gratification, who is loitering in this material world? No? Everybody is after sense gratification. Sense gratification means a tendency to enjoy matter and thinking that I will derive pleasure by through the matter, I will derive pleasure. That faith is created by the Rajoguna. When Rajoguna influences, they are getting a faith. What is that faith? That's called material faith. Because of the material faith, they are thinking that I will derive pleasure by squeezing this matter, by using this matter. So because of that faith, they are indulging in the sense gratification.
Is it possible to involve in self gratification in bhakti?
Now, what is that? What is the
Is it possible to involve in Hare Krishna sense gratification?
Okay, your question is why chanting Hare Krishna Mantra is it possible to involve in the sense gratification, right? That's the question. It's
Not
possible.
only not for only birds,
Huh?
for only not for only birds, or only being given. It is possible to involve in sense gratification for being human. Bhakti Vanmaya Hare Krishna chanting.
Possible. Possible. Human beings. That is why I explained in the lecture. While performing devotion service, actually initially the devotees means human beings, right? Animals cannot perform devotion service. So human beings, when they are doing devotional service, they may do devotional service with material desires. With material desires, I already explained. So with sense gratificatory attitude, they will do devotional service initially. But more and more when they do devotional service, proportionately the enjoyment tendency is slackened, is reduced within him. That is the effect of devotional service. So in this way, the more they perform devotional service, the more bhakti is accumulated and proportionately his enjoyment tendency is reduced. Slowly it will be reduced and it will become zero. The enjoyment tendency will become zero. So it is how much the maximum time is engaged in devotional service. That is it. That is the criteria. If you spend only some half an hour and only that much, Only the but Sanskrit attitude will be there.
But at much time I can pursue myself.
Huh?
As much time I can pursue myself in chanting.
Very good, very good. More and more we have to chant Krishna's names. Then Krishna will give, surely he will give protection to the mind. Then we will not be attracted to the sense gratification. Okay, right. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So I think we'll stop here, 8:30. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. We profusely thank His Grace Srinivasa Prabhu for his wonderful discourse. Thank you, Prabhu.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. ஒரு 10 மினிட்ஸ் எல்லாருக்கும் உட்காருங்க. ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் அனௌன்ஸ்மெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கு. அப்கமிங் ஃபெஸ்டிவல் அண்ட் க்ரீட்டிங்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி ரொம்ப விஷயம். இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஒவ்வொரு வாரமும் ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமை பல பக்தர்கள் ஒவ்வொரு வாரமும் இந்த ஞாயிறு விருதுக்கு உபயோகிதாரர்களாக இருக்காங்க. இன்றைய ஞாயிறு விருதின் உபயோகிதாரர்கள் டாக்டர் பன்னீர்செல்வம் அண்ட் அவங்க மனைவி காந்திபதி. அவங்க வந்து அவங்களுடைய மகன் நிக்கிலுடைய பிறந்த நாளை முன்னிட்டு இந்த பிரசாத உபயோகம் பண்றாங்க. இவங்க தொடர்ந்து இது 3 வருடமா, போன வருஷம் அதுக்கு முன்ன தொடர்ந்து இது 3வது வருடமா பண்றாங்க. இவங்க வந்து அமெரிக்காவில் இருக்காங்க. இவங்க வந்து நம்ம ரெகுலரா இங்க மணிவேல் பிரபுன்னு ஒரு பக்தர் இங்க அதில் சேவைகள் செய்திருக்கிறார். அவங்களுடைய சகோதரி தான் காந்திபதி. அவங்களுடைய மகன் நிக்கிலுடைய பிறந்த நாளை முன்னிட்டு இன்றைய உபயோகித்தார்கள். ஆகவே அவர்களுக்காகவும் இன்றைய பிரசாத உபயோகித்தார்கள் அவர்களுடைய நிக்கிலுடைய பிறந்தநாள் முன்னிட்டு ஒரு முறை ஹரே கிருஷ்ண மந்திரத்தை உச்சரிப்போம். அதற்கு முன்பாக நமது திருக்கோவில் ராதிகாபதி பிரபு அட்ரேஸ் சைலவாசினி மாதாஜி, உங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் தெரியும், ரொம்ப சேவைகள் நம்ம கோவில்ல பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அவருடைய புதல்வி பிருந்தா அவங்களுடைய பிறந்த நாள் இன்று 13வது பிறந்த நாள். அந்த குழந்தை வந்து இந்த மாதிரி எண்ணற்ற சேவைகள் செய்து வராங்க. அவங்க குழந்தைகளை வந்து நல்ல கிருஷ்ண உணர்வு கொடுத்து குழந்தைகளை வளர்த்திட்டு வராங்க. அதனால அந்த குழந்தையுடைய பிறந்த நாளுக்காகவும் நாம் ஒரு ஹரே கிருஷ்ண மந்திரத்தை உற்சாகமாக உச்சரித்தோம். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா கிருஷ்ண கிருஷ்ணா ஹரே 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 ராம 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 ஹரே ஹரே. தேங்க்யூ. அடுத்தது அப்கமிங் ஃபெஸ்டிவல்ஸ் பற்றி சில அனௌன்ஸ்மெண்ட். உங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் தெரியும், நம்ம வருடம் நம்ம செலிப்ரேட் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஃபெஸ்டிவல்ஸ்ல ரொம்ப முக்கியமான ஃபெஸ்டிவல் ஜெகநாத் ரத யாத்ரா. ஜெய ஜெகநாத் ரத யாத்ரா மகோத்சவக்கு ஜெய ஜெகநாத் சுவாமி கி, ஸ்ரீல பிரபுபாதுக்கு, ஸ்ரீல குருதேவிக்கு, தாய் கௌரவ பிரேமானந்தி. இந்த வருடம் கடந்த 30 வருடங்களாக நமது கோவையில் தவத்திரு ஜெயபிரசாத சுவாமி குருமகாராஜனுடைய ஆசியுடனும் தவத்திரு பக்தி வினோத் சுவாமி மகாராஜனுடைய வழிகாட்டுதலுக்கு கடந்த 30 வருடங்களாக தேர் திருவிழாவானது மிக கோலாகலமாக கொண்டாடப்பட்டது. இந்த வருடம் 31வது வருடம் வருகின்ற 24ஆம் தேதி சனிக்கிழமை. இந்த சனிக்கிழமை வரக்கூடிய ரத யாத்திரையானது வழக்கம் போல் நமது சிட்டியில இருக்கக்கூடிய ராஜவீதி தேர்முட்டியில இந்த தொடக்க விழா சரியாக 1:30 மணி அளவுல தொடங்கப்படுது. அங்க பக்தர்கள் எல்லாருமே அங்க வந்து சேருமாறு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். அதற்கு முன்பாக ஒரு வாரத்துக்கு முன்பாக பகவான் ஜெகநாதருக்கு வந்து ஒரு மிக உற்சவம், மிக உன்னதமான உற்சவம். பகவானுக்கு வருடத்திற்கு ஒரு முறை நடக்கக்கூடிய இந்த ஜெகநாத் ரத யாத்திராக்கு முன்னாடி நடக்கக்கூடிய உற்சவம் ஸ்நான யாத்திரா. ஜெய ஸ்நான யாத்திரா மகோத்சவக்கு பகவான் ஸ்ரீ ஜெகநாதர் பிரதான சுபத்ரா தேவியாருக்கு நம்ம வந்து புனித நதிகளில் எடுக்கப்பட்ட கங்கை மற்றும் மற்ற எல்லா புனித நதிகளில் இருக்கப்பட்ட தீர்த்தத்துல அவங்களுக்கு வந்து ஸ்நானம் செய்ய போறோம். அன்றைய தினம் காலை சரியாக 9 மணி அளவில் இந்த ஸ்நான யாத்திரா தொடங்க போகுது. இந்த ஸ்நான யாத்திராங்கிறது வந்து கடந்த வாரம் பூரி ஜெகநாதருக்கு நடந்தது. வரக்கூடிய வாரம் நமது திருக்கோவிலில் நடக்கிறோம். இந்த ஸ்நான யாத்திரா உற்சவத்துல மிக முக்கியமாக காலை 9-10 மணி அளவில் இந்த ஸ்நான யாத்திரா உற்சவம் தொடங்கும். அதைத் தொடர்ந்து இந்த ஸ்நான யாத்திரையுடைய விசேஷமான சிறப்பு உபன்யாசம் வழங்குவர் நமது பக்தி வினோத் சுவாமி அவர்கள். அதைத் தொடர்ந்து ஒவ்வொரு வருடமும் பகவான் ஸ்ரீ ஜெகநாதர் பிரதான சுபத்ரா தேவியாருக்கு பக்தர்கள் ரொம்ப அன்போடும் பக்தியோடும் நம்ம வந்து 1008 பதார்த்தங்கள் செய்து அவருக்கு நிவேதம் செய்வது வழக்கம். இந்த முறையும் அதே போன்ற பக்தர்கள் 1008 பதார்த்தங்களை செய்து ஸ்ரீ ஜெகநாதர் பிரதான சுபத்ரா தேவியாருக்கு நிவேதம் செய்யப்படுவாங்க. இதை பற்றி மேலும் விவரங்களுக்கு நம்ம மதுபதி பிரபு அவர்களை அணுகி தன்னுடைய பெயர்களை கொடுத்தார். இது ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விசேஷம். அன்றைய தினம் அந்த விசேஷமாக மகா ஆரத்தியப்ப நீங்க எல்லாரும் பார்க்கணும். நம்ம வந்து ஜெகநாதருக்கு டிவிடென்ஸ் செய்யக்கூடிய பதார்த்தங்கள் தான். அந்த பதார்த்தங்களை பக்தர்களுக்கு நமக்கு திரும்பி நம்ம வந்து அதை விநியோகம் செய்யப்படும். அதை தொடர்ந்து மகா ஆரதி, மகா பிரசாதம், அன்றைய நாள் முழுவதும் தரிசனம் இருக்கும். ஒரு முக்கியமான செய்தி என்னன்னா, 18ஆம் தேதி அந்த ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமையிலிருந்து ரத யாத்திரை நாள் 24ஆம் தேதி வரை இடைப்பட்ட நாட்கள் வந்து அது அனாவசர காலம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லப்படக்கூடிய அனாவசர பீரியட். அந்த டைம்ல நம்ம வந்து பகவான் ஸ்ரீ ஸ்ரீ ஜெகநாத பிரதான சுபத்ரா தேவியோட அந்த தினத்தோறும் நம்ம தரிசனம் பண்ண முடியும். அந்த ஒரு 6 நாட்கள் நமக்கு 5 நாட்கள் நமக்கு கிடைக்காது. அதனால இந்த அனாவசர காலத்துல ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா ஒரு 5 நிமிஷம் உட்காரு ப்ளீஸ். நம்ம நீங்க இப்ப நம்ம 2 பேர் இருந்துச்சீங்கன்னா மத்தவங்க எல்லாரும் இருந்துச்சு. எல்லாத்துக்குமே பிரசாதம் நம்ம வழங்க போறோம். அதனால யாரும் நீங்க டிஸ்ட்ராக்ஷன் இருக்க வேண்டாம். அப்போ இந்த தொடர்ந்து 5 நாட்களுக்கு ஜெகநாத பிரதான சுபத்ரா தேவியோட திடீர் தரிசனம் நமக்கு கிடைக்கப் பெறுவது இல்லை. ஏனென்றால் அவர் இந்த வருடத்திற்கு ஒரு முறை நடக்கக்கூடிய ஸ்நான யாத்திரை அவர் வந்து குளிச்சதுனால வந்து அவரு இந்த சாஸ்திர பிரகாரம் அவர் வந்து நோய்வாய்ப்படுகிறார் அப்படின்னு சொல்லப்பட்டிருக்கு. அந்த 5 நாட்களுமே பகவான் ஸ்ரீ ஸ்ரீ ஜெகநாத பிரதான சுபத்ரா தேவியாருக்கு அன்றாடம் நிவேதியம் செய்யக்கூடிய ராஜபோகம் கிடையாது. அவங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த ஹெர்பல் ஐட்டம்ஸ், இந்த மெடிசன் ஐட்டம்ஸ், குறிப்பா சுக்கு, மிளகு, இளநீர், இந்த மாதிரி என்னென்னலாம் மருத்துவ பத்தியம் சொல்லுவாங்க, அந்த மாதிரி உணவு பதார்த்தங்கள் மட்டும்தான் ஜெகநாதருக்கு நிவேதியம் செய்யப்படும். அந்த மாதிரி டைம்ல நீங்க வந்து தலைமை பூஜாரி பக்ததாஸ் போய் அணுகி நீங்கள் அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க. குறிப்பா இந்த ஸ்நான யாத்திரா மற்றும் ஜெகநாத் ரத யாத்திரா அவர் அந்த உற்சவங்களுக்கு உங்களுடைய ஒத்துழைப்பும் உங்களுடைய பங்களிப்பும் மிக மிக அவசியம்.